in Bucharest. It's a city with almost 600 years. And the period he was planning was developed later in the 19th century, late 19th century. It was an old pattern with very curved streets. So you can see the streets here. You see what shapes the streets are.
Yes.
They're very
It's difficult
curves.
to go.
So because somehow the parliament as urban planning it's a big fail because
Yes.
very large boulevard. That part has a lot of space,
Yes.
but it's not success. The people are not enjoying that part of the city. So it's
okay.
not active because it was brutally. This boulevard
Yes.
was made 30, 40 years ago,
Yes.
and it was made by a brutal action of Nicolae Ceausescu, who
Yes.
demolished over 50,000 buildings.
Yes.
And this is like a fortress because inside here there are some small island with all the buildings.
The city has 7 municipalities.
The big town hall.
The big town
Yes.
hall, and there is the 6
Sectors.
sectors that have their own mayor,
Yes, you
and they
heard
have their own budget. So there is this absurd situation that you have a big street, and this is an administration of the big town hall, but the streets that are perpendicular
Leading to
that
it.
are leading to it
Yes.
are from the sector. They cannot think about the project that can interfere all of them, like this kind of like mobility plans and so on, but they're all the time blocked in.
They're blocked in the borders between
the sectors.
the sectors and the even among the sectors, they do not know what belongs to who.
Okay.
So I don't think that what we do is urbanism. It's more like street design. That is more the job of an architect.
So, well, what we've been doing is, as I said, little projects, little improvements, we call them.
Yes.
Because when you see these little small things that change your daily experience, then you start to wonder and to question. And this is where experiments like open streets came in, or the parklets. However, we do handle little projects, but there is a strategy into how those little projects develop themselves in time. But if you start with small projects that are connected, then you can have at least a ground network that works and that can give a structure to something that will be bigger in time.
Proposal was made after the pandemic period, emergency period in May 2020, and in the summer period, because you see it's very cold since May to October. Each weekend, so Saturday and Sunday. So the road Cala Victoriei, because we're talking about Cala Victoriei, a road who usually it's made for 4 cars. It's transforming for 2 days for a place where people can walk. After 2 months in their houses, people were needy and they have a lot of needs. But the coffee shops, the restaurants are closed, and somehow also in Bucharest we don't have a lot of green spaces, a lot of parks and gardens, and that was like an alternative. Because Cala Victoriei, it's I think it's the most beautiful street in Bucharest. It's in the city center, so also in the interwar period it was pedestrian. we propose an idea and they implement it because they have to close some, to change
The
some
roads,
to
okay.
close some things. So a lot of people from the police have to be on.
We need a guideline because of the open streets. Many cafes and bars opened on Cala Victoriei, for instance, and they disturbed the functional, strata that was there existing.
Yes.
So many shops closed down in order to transform into cafes. Then there was a problem of singers and street artists that saw the opportunity, sing and have concerts, but without paying attention to the fact that there are many residents, many people sleeping and living on these open streets. We had the disturbance of noise, and it was a parking problem for everybody living there, and the fact they couldn't go to the mountains or they couldn't really use the city as they used to. So we wrote down all these, plus the garbage, plus having people even during the nights and so on, and having parties on the street level. We wrote everything down and submitted the municipality with these guidelines.
This was very frequent for the pedestrian areas. This is an example of a street that could be a pedestrian, but it's not. Also, it's very narrow in the project of open streets. And it was pedestrian in 2021, but last year they didn't close the. This is an important connection, so it's very hard to be closed. So even when the pedestrian area is on from this part, the cars are still running even weekends.
There was a first car-free street in Seoul, but Seoul was not that good enough in this period because the street was a little bit dirty, or there was lots of things. But they made a long-term plan to pedestrian-focused city. In this period, they are making an infrastructure to come people out and walking the streets. We are transitioning the city to people-centered transportation. And 2013, they started to make a car-free project by 2013. 2019, it was the first year for the walking city Seoul. In 2013, we want to make pleasant streets and safe streets, convenient streets, and streets with stories. These are the 4 visions in Seoul. So there was a 10 promise to walk together. These are the car-free streets in Seoul. There is a 142 car-free streets in Seoul. We did this car-free street project in Deoksugung, which is the palace of South Korea. If people walk 5,000 steps and they give some presents to them. They did a stamp tour. So if you go to the place and you open the app, then you can 19 to 23, the basic plan for the promotion of pedestrian safety and convenience are going right now in Seoul. They want to increase the share ratio of walking means, and they want to decrease the number of the pedestrians who death in the roads. So I want to show you this project. This is bus and metro work mileage project, and if you participate in the car-free street or some eco-friendly projects, then you can earn the mileage in the work on application. So you can change it to T-money to ride some urban transportation mobility like bus or metro or something. So we can activate the walking and public transportation.
I think it's tram because have a big capacity to transport.
Using the tram, it's easier to avoid the traffic congestion
Oh,
because they don't stay blocked on the road.
yeah.
The fact that they have a gated way of
Yes.
there are smaller chances of trams to be blocked on the road.
Oh, part.
Low cost for maintenance.
Investigation,
Construction.
initial investigation is high.
I like a metro system. The capacity to transport is similar. This is something between metro, train, and tram. This kind of transport system, it's very efficient.
We have a circular, yes, route.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's very fast, it's very easy to go.
Connect to other parts of the city. There is a big frequency. They come one after another.
Yes.
2 minutes distance.
But we start to change this. And now we have
Yeah, we have the line, the 41 line. It's
with the new
with the new trams.
vehicle,
100. Tram.
with the low. Our possibility to extend network from tram, it's outside of urban area, in suburban area, which now is operated only the bus line station because a lot of people which live in outside of urban area work here.
It was first introduced in 1899, but it discontinued. We felt the necessity about the tram because we are going to the eco-friendly and urban regeneration policies. So, but first in the railroad safety law, there was a restriction on the construction within 30 meters of both sides of the railway. So we changed into 10 meters. And second, in the urban railway law, there was no definition of trams. So we should make a legal definition of the tram again. Also, there was a financial process. So in 2025, the tram will be released in Seoul. In Seoul, they will build high-capacity batteries on the roof of the tram. They won't gonna use the electric wires because we want to prevent the urban aesthetics, and we will make it by ultra low floors so the wheelchair or baby chair can go in or out. And we will make a vehicle base underground and make the ground to the park or some green spaces.
Even they supposed to sow or to their house to what they want to do or what they want to make and what they want to design, how to design this house. So it's kind of home ownership. It's not a rental. And as you can see these photos and people gathering and making meetings like this. Example is Jamu Share House, and is also very unique. Not even just a meeting space, they even make their own shop like a small shopping center. If there is some people who is good at designing, they make some things, and if there is some people who is good at marketing and they promote, so it's not just a passive consumer, it's also owner.
We wanted to help the young as a professionals set up a network and be part of a professional network in Bucharest. And then we wanted to educate people. So we wanted to set up our own kind of school for the city, where no matter if you studied architecture or engineering or you're just a mom with your kids, if you want to get involved in the city's development, then you can learn the basics. I mean, our projects kind of they may seem very different, but they do have the same goal as the one that we set up before. Yes. And regarding urban regeneration, I think that for the past 2 years we're really just set on handling the streets as public space.
해비타트 포 휴머니티는 모두가 살기 좋은 세상을 비전으로 활동 중이다. 자원봉사자와 수혜자들의 노동으로 집을 짓고 저렴한 가격에 제공한다. 비올리아는 기업들이 사회의 주요 주체라는 것을 인지하고 있다고 말한다. 그들은 사업체가 주주뿐만 아니라 직원, 고객 및 공급업체 그리고 운영하는 지역 등 모든 이해관계자에게 분명한 책임이 있다고 생각한다. 비올리아의 목표는 유엔이 지정한 지속가능한 개발 목표에 확고히 헌신하여 인류의 더 나은 지속가능한 미래를 달성함으로써 인간의 발전에 기여하는 것이다. 비올리아는 환경 서비스를 통해 자원을 미래의 생명으로 라는 비전을 이루고자 하고 있다. 그들은 모든 직원이 자신이 하는 일에 대한 목표의식을 찾을 수 있고 단체 행동과 개인적 성취에 대한 보답을 찾을 수 있는 일하는 작업 공동체가 되고자 노력한다.